What's good, Life and Poetry fam? Welcome back to the channel with your boy, your host, one and only, Marcus T, this guy. And we are back with another part to the How to Write a Book Complete Step-by-Step Guide series here on the channel. Before we go further, guys, do me that thing and go make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Once that's done, please be sure to turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we here at Life and Poetry drop a new video. Got it? Let's go through, guys. How to Write a Book, the Complete Step-by-Step Guide series. If you've been following along with us, you know we're doing this here, so I'm going to give you guys some helpful tips as to writing your first book, how to compose your first book, how to write the book, Complete Step-by-Step Guide, this series here on the channel. So far, we talked about a few things. We're not going to go back to this video here, but if you want to go back and watch what we talked about so far, please be sure to go back. Please be sure to go back and check out those videos that came out prior to this here, so you can catch up. Because when we want to get through these here, is a lot to do. I should have did these in different days, or probably just one whole video, but I didn't want to. This has been a long freaking video. But we are at step number 4. Step number 4, right? But to go back, just a quick synopsis. I'm going to do synopsis. I'm sorry. We talked about first about the 3 questions to ask yourself before writing your book, or what you consider before writing a book. They are 3 questions. Go back to the video, right? Check that out. We also start with, we talked about we introduced this part of the series here. That this is the part we get into the nitty gritty, the meat of the topic here about how to write a book. We talked about establishing a consistent writing space. We talked about honing in on your book idea. And we also talked about outlining your story. Guys, I have my feet swinging from each other this. I'm so childish for that. I've been sitting there for about 2 hours. All right, my legs falling asleep. But we talk about those 3 things there. We're going to push up to tip number 4. I feel like I'm running too fast. Slow down. We've talked about establishing a consistent writing space. We've also talked about honing on your book idea and a video that came out before this one here. We talked about outlining your story, right? Pivotal things to tap into. Go check those videos out. As always, go do research for yourself. Which brings me to tip number 4. Do your own research. One of the things I always love to do is my own research. Trust me, I got to. And sometimes people give information that doesn't really benefit you, or in a whole, I'll say. And even when I give you guys stuff here on the channel, I always encourage you to do your own research, to not take my word for it, to go find for yourself, so that you can have an idea on where you're going with your stuff here, right? But let's talk about today, right? Do your own research. Let's jump in. All right, so researching for yourself is one of the biggest things. I cannot reiterate that enough. Do your own research. Figure it out for yourself, and allow yourself to absorb anything and everything you can about the subject you're writing about. Have those facts. Have those fictions, those truths, those myths, right? The time period of a character you're writing about. If you're writing about the Stone Age, research it. Don't just go watch the movie Stone Age. Research. If you write about the Imperial era, if you're writing about Egypt, you're writing about what happened in 1876, write about it. Research it. You want to make sure that you have anything and everything you can about that subject. It can even help fiction writers too, right? As a fiction writer, which I write both fiction and nonfiction. As a fiction writer, when I do my fictional work, sometimes I pull from reality and to morph something into what I want it to be. Right? I had that character development there in that piece of work for a reason. It's intentional. It's intentional for me to be able to pull something here to create something out of nothing and to say, look, that's something I made up, but it has a piece of truth in there. But it can provide a helpful context about time periods, people at the time, clothing, speech habits, speech patterns, so on and so forth, right? Be there and be in it. As a nonfiction writer, most of the time you're going to be in a library, you're in archives, You're going to be researching something, you're reading research papers, or asking questions of people who were in that time period, people who went through, to pull information from, to put in your work, to provide a body of context that is sustainable and filling, if that makes sense. You want to make sure you have that information there. I'm gonna leave it there. Research. This could have been this video, 30 seconds. Research, research, research. Do your research on that topic. You don't want to come off as a person just who don't know, who's writing just to write, just they got a pen and paper, right? You want to have substance. Have substance. I'm not knocking anybody who writes, but if you're writing a specific type of text, make sure you have the substance that's needed to back up what you're saying. It'll carry you a long way. It'll carry you a long, long way. It's helpful. Outline, research. Two big tips here. Outline and research, right? Outline the video before this one here, right? Go check that out. But research, research, research. It will help you a long, long, long way. Trust me, it'll help you a long way, right? You read books on the topic. Listen to podcasts that cover the topic, or they're similar to it, right? If you're writing about, for instance, the Stone Age, right? No, I told you the word. If you're writing about, I would say Christian faith, right? You're using the Bible as context, right? How do you put that in context for somebody to understand it, right? What about the Bible? Are you going to write about the translations? When was the Bible first written? Who were the people who helped compose the Bible? How do you put it in context for somebody to understand it? Research it, right? How can you talk about that in a scholarly way, or in a way that's informative for your readers to understand and follow along? Researching that topic will help you to develop those talking points, those whatever needs to go in the context, the body of work. Research it. Trust me. I'll research it. Same way I did here with these tips, tools, and techniques. Same way I'm doing as I'm composing the book about me, my book, not my poetry book, my actual just chapter book. I call it a chapter book. I don't want to call it a novel. As I'm composing my chapter book, it's about me, but there are still things I have to research to make sure that I'm in there. And my research is going back to my doctors, talking to my family, talking to my friends, understanding this, that, and the third that I've been dealing with, that I'm going through, so on and so forth, so that I can have all the information possible to give to the reader, so they can follow along and say, oh man, this is what this is here. I get it. I see it. I'm in it. I'm with them as we walk through the body of work, as we walk through the text. But do your research, guys. Imperative, do your research. And that concludes today. We'll tap in next time with part 5, or tip 5, which is start writing and stick to a routine. We'll talk about that in the next video, guys. But as always, keep writing and do your own research. Do your research and keep writing. But until next time, stay safe, be blessed. I'll catch you on the video after this. We out. Peace.